Interviewer. So Sheri, can I call you Sheri? You keep the Book of the Dead. I'm kind of imagining you writing down literally everything, being a sort of memory of the world. Belet Sheri. That's right. Everything worth remembering. Interviewer. And what is in it specifically? What do you write in the book exactly? Belet Sheri. Well, typically our guests here are from the uppermost echelons of society. You can see this as a sort of spa, a place to unwind from the stress of the world, from the stress of being a ruler and a human. That's really what we specialize in. To answer your question, about the book. Well, the book is where you see these people, men mostly, especially in the past, they ascribe terrible importance to everything they've experienced, especially everything they've done and what they feel were the consequences of their actions. So the book becomes a sort of a ledger of power, an encyclopedia of rule or the acts of ruling. It goes back so far now, I don't remember why I was even tasked with keeping it. Sometimes one of the upper management people will check in, mostly Ishtar. She's interested in these things, but really Shamash and Enlil, they couldn't care less about what we do down here. Really, they're the ones who are inspiring these guys we have here, with these heroic myths and often also what ends up being the reason for them coming down here. But they don't seem to care so much, the upper management people. So for me, I was tasked with this, have been for a long time now. I guess you could say the book is sort of a ledger. Interviewer. Is there any way, I'm sure my readers are all dying, no pun intended, just dying for a glimpse or a quote or really anything from what's in the book here? Belet Sheri. The problem is, first of all, the problem is that, I'm just not allowed. But secondly, and the first thing isn't even so much of a problem because, as I said, the guys upstairs, they just don't care all that much. But secondly, you see, I started this a long time ago, so it's written in my sort of idiosyncratic shorthand of Sumerian. Sumerian being the language of poetry and science in Akkad, and even later for a period where no one spoke a word of Sumerian in Mesopotamia. Sumerian being very associative and context-based, with really no supervision. No deadlines, peer reviews, or anything like that, you see. It's sort of come to a point where the language, the way it's written, is totally impossible to even try to translate in any sort of meaningful way. It's like trying to ask to put it in terms you'd understand. It would be like asking Mozart or any other great composer to play, say, Requiem in D minor, only the only instrument he was allowed to use was a great old dusty carpet, like a rug to swing around. It would, it would move around a great deal of air, but I suppose you understand what I mean. Interviewer. I see, this has all been very interesting. Thank you so much for taking your time, Belet Sheri. We are very honored. And now, it's very dark and dusty down here. Do you suppose you could point me and my camera crew here towards the exit? Belet Sheri.